what's up? It's Ashley from the Village Players of Hatboro. Welcome to another episode of Unrehearsed. I'm sitting here today with Clint, Donna, and Coz, 3 more cast members of the 12 Angry Jurors, which is our October show and our 72nd season opener. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves to our audience?
Hi, I'm Clint. I've been doing community theater since 1983, and I quit for a while during my last job, and then when I retired in 2010, I started again right here at Village Players of Hatboro.
Right on. And your juror number?
I am juror number 9.
Good. Awesome. Donna?
Hi, I'm Donna Bencivengo. I play juror number 11, the one foreign-born juror in the show. I'm originally from Philadelphia and have lived in Philly most of my life. I've done a lot of theater around the area. This is my first show at the Village Players, so I'm excited.
Yay.
I'm Coz, juror number 6. I've been doing community theater since 2010, although I've taken the last 6 years off. So I only actually did it for about 2 years, and now I'm happy to be back on the stage at Village Players.
And we're excited to have you. All right, let's get right into our questions. Question number 1. Is it easier to be this character or to play yourself on stage?
It's always easier for me to play a character on stage. I get really tired of being myself.
That's fair.
For me, it's easy to be both. It's easy to be myself, but it's always more fun to be a character on stage because that's one of the things I love about doing theater is that I get to be someone else in another time and place and step out of my own life for a little while.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I find most exciting. So
Yeah, I
more
love
fun to be a character.
That's awesome. I love the costumes. I like to wear fancy costumes. That's my thing.
Right?
Well, luckily I get to kind of be myself in this play, so I usually do like to try to be somebody else, but this time it is what it is.
It's like a projection of who you are.
Yeah.
I like that. Question number 2. What has your character specifically taught you?
I really don't think my character has taught me anything. In fact, I think I'm too old to learn.
No, you're never too old to learn.
One really interesting thing about playing my character, since I'm the one foreign juror, is that it's given me a new perspective and appreciation for democracy in America and the freedoms that we have. She has this little speech about democracy and this what makes us strong and all this. So it gave me a new appreciation for all of that playing her. So that was really interesting.
Yeah, and I bet it's pretty applicable too with today's political climate and all that stuff too.
Right. Yep.
Like Clint, there's not much for me to learn from my character, but I do think that there's a lot that the other characters could learn from my character, such as being maybe more level-headed and listening to other points of view before losing their temper sometimes.
How does this production at VPH bring something new to the production as a whole? Because as our audience may or may not know, this play has been out for over 50 years.
I think it's really interesting. I mean, this play was written for 12 white men, and we're doing it with 3 African Americans and 6 women. I think the relationships between the characters are significantly different because of the ethnic things and the man-woman thing, and I think it's really interesting and more interesting because of those changes.
Well, I think it's interesting the modernization that we've done with it, taking out of that time, putting it in the present day, updating the language a little bit here and there to make it more current and modern sounding. So that's what I find really interesting is taking it really into the present day.
Yeah, it makes it way more relevant for our audiences. So
Right.
I think another thing that makes this a little bit different is Gina, our director, has a background in, basically she was a, what's the term? A social worker. So she is familiar with the type of scrutiny that occurs with underprivileged families and kids. That is kind of the central subject of what's going on here, what this court case is about. So with her background, I feel it's going to ensure that the story is being told properly, and we have an amazing cast to actually tell that story. So I think all that combined, we couldn't tell this any better way.
I agree. I completely agree. When did you first perform, and what was your first role? I love this question.
I played Scrooge in A Christmas Carol when I was in the 6th grade.
Oh, that's adorable. Did you like it?
Of course.
Have fun with it? I was going to say, I played Scrooge like a couple of years ago.
But as for performing in general, I grew up dancing and doing dance recitals, so I always loved being on stage and performing. When I was in grade school, we did a little play called Stone Soup, and I had a little part in that, so that was, I guess, my first acting bit.
Aww.
And then when I was in high school is when I really got into theater. We did musicals, and my first role in that was as the fiddler in Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, I love that.
My first role technically was in senior year of high school, a little one act called Breaking Up is Hard to Do. But then I don't really consider that too much of a role. My first role I would consider on this stage in a one act called, oh gosh, what was it called? It was something about blind dates. And so I played one of those bad blind dates, and I couldn't get off my phone, and I was just reading the menu. And so that was fun because that's completely not what I'm like.
In real, just so you all know.
Yeah.
Who is the funniest person in the cast in real life?
Oh, I think Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay. Why would you say Jeremy?
Because he's funny.
He's just funny?
He's funny. He's
Just
funny.
easy
He's funny
to
all
talk
the
to?
time. Oh, he's very sweet. He's
Okay.
wonderful.
I agree, Jeremy is
Jeremy?
pretty funny, but I think I'd say the funniest in real life is actually you, Clint.
Clint.
Yes.
Okay.
I completely agree.
Yes.
All right.
I just think it's hilarious because I was actually saying the other day, you just always have this glint in your eye, like you're about to say
Yeah, I
something
don't
funny
know
or do something.
half the time if
you
he
know.
needs to be funny, but
Right.
he's hilarious.
Yeah, you
Well,
are.
and that's very strange
Because he's not being funny at all. He's
Right,
just
right.
because my wife and I have had this joke for the last 47 years that I have a very impaired sense of humor. And most of the rest of my family has none at all. And I have said for years that the only reason I married her was because she's the only person in the world who ever thought I was funny. But maybe as I reach my maturity, loosening up a little
accept
bit.
it a little
Right,
bit.
right.
He does this thing. I'm not going to give it away during the production, and I don't know if he's going to do it in the show, but at least during rehearsals, it has us on the floor
Oh, God.
every
Killed
single
all of
time.
Oh gosh,
my
I
God, it
can't
was great.
wait.
Well, I don't know if we're going
Oh
to
my
do it
God,
live.
please,
'cause it might
whatever
be
they're
too funny
talking
for
about,
the
make
show.
sure you do it.
Yeah. He's always got the little jokes and
Oh,
stuff.
I love
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Those little things, they always make the show, I feel
Oh, yeah.
like. So that's excellent. All right, well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm Ashley. This is Clint, Coz, and Donna. Make sure to come check us out at the Village Players of Hatboro. We go up in October.